The Unbreakable Boy is a new faith-based family film that is really unseemingly Christian. This is first and foremost a really heartwarming and entertaining movie about being parents of a child with autism that works really well and had the potential to spread the gospel to a really big audience. But unfortunately, it never goes there. Here's why this is still a really good family film and what is exactly holding it back from being a really good Christian film. So The Unbreakable Boy is about a young boy with both a rare brittle bone disease and autism. But what makes him truly unique is his joyous, funny, life-affirming worldview that transforms and unites everyone around him. This film really has something for the whole family. It has humor, a childlike wonder, a coming-of-age story, a story about autism, other diseases. It's about parenting, alcoholism, and marriage. Admittedly, this is a lot crammed into one single movie. The whole film is like marketed as being told from the perspective of a child and being about a child, but when you see this film, you'll find out that this is really is more about the parents than it is about the kids. The whole third act even goes on to be a whole redemption kind of story of an father recovering from alcoholism. And all of this has little to nothing to do with being a child with autism and other diseases. Then there is the faith-based aspect of this film, which to be honest, is barely even there. I've seen the director John Gunn's previous movie, Ordinary Angels, which in a similar way was a faith-based movie that doesn't directly talk about God and shows God moving more through family and community. And I really like that movie because of how clear, moving and inspiring and easy to recognize God's work was in this situation. It really didn't need to preach the gospel directly in order to be a powerful and effective Christian film. Going back to The Unbreakable Boy, I loved how it showed two people being parents who are really flawed, and really showed it in a very authentic and honest kind of way that you rarely see in family movies like that. Both of them at one point, I think, converge into Christianity, but this is not really shown into the movie. It happens off screen and it's shown directly at first, but then the movie never really picks up the theme of faith again. There's also a preacher character who pops up twice or three times in the movie, but then never again. The parents also being shown to pray at church, but we never really get a context as to where their faith really and their belief really is. And I just think that's really weird, and it's hard to say if this even is a faith-based or Christian movie. I would rather say it's a faith-inspired movie maybe. And I even thought about if this low-key approach to Christian filmmaking, like just making movies that are kind of based in faith but not really about faith, as a means to evangelize. But in my opinion, it just doesn't work. Like a truly Christian film does need to make a clear statement for God, and there are many ways to do it. Like you don't need to put a sermon scene into your movie to do that. Like the tools of filmmaking are so rich. And there are a lot of films that actually do this quite well, and it's unfortunate that the Unbreakable Boy doesn't even try to incorporate the gospel or be about God and the element of faith in the story in any kind of way. And for me, that's a big wasted opportunity because the Unbreakable Boy works really well as a movie. It's really well produced. It has many settings, like the cinematography, set design and everything. It's really well put together. The editing is also really fun, and the film does have the heart in its right place. Like if you value relationships, family, community, you will find something to connect to in this film. And I can just recognize how this movie could work well with a really wide audience, and how great would it have been to connect all of these different themes with a more overtly Christian worldview. But instead the movie is just an overall thematic mess, to be honest. And it's always interesting to kind of try to pinpoint why a film like this doesn't work. Reverse engineering it, looking at it, I just think that the movie maybe had a lot of editing issues. It just looks and feels like there are scenes that have been cut out and other scenes that have been kind of reshot and added into the film to make it less about the child, less about Christianity and more about the parent and kind of the redemption story that the film tries to tell. And as a Christian, I have to say this was almost the kind of Christian movie that I really long for. A mainstream, well-made, fun, entertaining, moving movie that also has the gospel. With the Unbreakable Boy, you get all of that, minus the gospel. Alright guys, this is it for my review today. Thank you so much for your time and attention watching my video right here. Wish you all a blessed day, and I hope to have you back in my next video.